folks, how you doing? WrestleTrueResults303.com. Check out the website. Link in the description box. Mind, body, spirit, fitness, putting the healing back in health. Coming at you today with a video on finding true happiness. And I think it's difficult for us in America to find true happiness. And it could be in, these other countries as well. Just because of the media, television, internet, and things like that, bombarding you with what is happy. If you look up the facts, America, even though we are the land of plenty, we are one of the most depressed and sad societies, group of people on the planet. And how can that be when we have all this, right? We have all these things in our lives, but yet we're still unhappy for some reason. And I think it comes more of trying to look inside than trying to find happiness in the materialistic world. But once again, hey, it's everybody's point of view. There could be a lot of people who are very happy from a material standpoint. But once again, it's diving deep down within yourself and being honest with yourself is what it truly comes down to. That's what it truly comes down to. You got to be honest with yourself. If you're not honest with yourself, then you're never going to really find out what the problem is. So that's the first thing. Be honest with yourself and those around you. But simplicity, in my mind, is the key to happiness, right? We've got our necessities: food, water, clothing, shelter, air, right? Those are the main things that we need. So, when it comes down to it, seriously, do you need a 4-bedroom house if you have you, your wife, and a child? You say, well, I have a guest room. Well, can't your guest sleep on the couch? An air bed? Things like that, right? So, once again, it's just trying to find the simplest way to live, in my opinion. Now, the simplest way to live doesn't mean you're never going to go on vacation and you're not going to have nice things. But, something that I've learned greatly, and it's because my buddy, he likes, a lot of my friends like to spend a lot of money. I'm not that type of person. But, when it comes down to it, landscaping with my buddy, this dude will go out and drop like $200-300 on some work boots. And I was like, I ain't doing that, man. You can catch me at Walmart with the $40 shoes. But the one thing he told me was, well, if it is a shoe that you're in 8, 10, 12 hours a day, don't you think it should be the best shoe possible? And then I was like, you made some good sense. That kind of pissed me off. He made good sense. So I went out and got some nicer boots because it only makes sense. So it doesn't mean you don't need the finer things in life. It just means choosing wisely what those finer things are, right? So that's what it comes down to. And I say simplicity is best because then we have science, right? Science is a new religion, whether anybody wants to agree with it or not. It's that new religion. But coming from a landscaping background, so I really need to know that I might mispronounce it. It's been a while since I've used these terms, but do I really need to know that the xylem and the phloem of the tree are like the vines and the arteries, and the roots spread out as far as the canopy of the tree? So once you plant a tree, you need to move those out. The drip emitters, if you're planting them, you need to move them out to find that drip line zone that the roots need. Do I really need to know that? Does nature need to know that? Do I really need to know that we can extract this simple chemical from a plant and use it as medicine? Well, alternative medicine's been around for years. I don't have to worry about experimenting on what's poison and what's not. I can just pick up a book that some ancient person that wrote said, this can heal this can heal that. I don't need the extract. We don't need that scientific knowledge, especially since a lot of these supplements nowadays anyways don't even have enough of that compound to do any good, right? For resveratrol, people want to lie to themselves and say, I drink wine because it has resveratrol and the health effects. Well, it's already been known that the research has shown that you would have to drink like 500 bottles of wine to get the health benefits of resveratrol, which is impossible. You would just die. right? You're going to die of alcohol poisoning. You're going to pass out before that ever happens. So, simplicity, what is it? What is it for you? Like I said, the tree. I was going to try and name this video The Simplicity of a Tree, but do I really need to know the scientific background and anatomy of a tree when in reality I know, hey, if it fell down and it's dry, I can start it on fire and cook with it. Or I can cut it down and build a house out of it, right? To get my necessities. So, I think it's finding that simplicity. And I just made a video kind of on the 1% and the 99%. Once again, I'm horrible at putting these things in the description box. So search it. But it's that same, it's that same concept is God is going to give you everything you need for right now. People want to get upset when they say, well, that person that doesn't even go to church has more than I do. Right? And I sit here and I try to worship God every day, this and that, and I don't have anything to show for it. Well, God gives you everything you need at that time to make it to the next level, to become a great person, a better person, to have more valuable things in life. And it's not a prosperity gospel. I will never teach a prosperity gospel, right? Because it's not donate more to the church and you will receive more, even though some people will say, God, you can't outdo God. Hey, it is what it is. But I can tell you right now are you using what you have properly? Because if you are, you will see great success. What is it? My buddy, him and I just got into a big argument for New Year's. There was some horrible things said by myself and by him. I'm a bigger man, I'll say that. But truth be told, one of the things he said that I didn't like was the only thing I got going for me is I'm a hard worker. Other than that, I'm not intelligent. He is intelligent, but normal guy, high school degree, makes like $100,000 a year. Got to be more. Why? Because he works hard. And he uses the talent that God gave him, which is hard. He thinks it's just hard work, but there's brains in it. I tried to tell him that he didn't want to hear it, but when we're sitting there yelling and cussing at each other, it's not helping the situation. But he has hard work. He's using the money. He flips houses and has a job, so he's using the money that he has been blessed with. He doesn't believe in God, so he wouldn't like me saying that. But he uses the money that he makes to reinvest in himself in these houses so that he can build these houses, revamp these houses, renovate these houses, and sell them at a better price, at a higher price, and make money. So he's using the gifts that God has given him, or he doesn't believe in God, but the gifts that God has given him to better himself. He's using them properly, and he did sacrifice for quite a long time. He did some other things I don't agree with, but he did sacrifice for a long time. There was times where this guy never even went out of his house, like this dude, there was like 2-3 years when he was flipping his first house. Dude never left his house. He wasn't eating food because he wanted his nice car. He wanted to flip that house. So sometimes you got to, sacrifice a lot to gain a tremendous amount. And what are you willing to sacrifice? That's what it truly comes down to. Simplicity. How simple of a life are you willing to live? Same thing, him and I got into the discussion where, people that want to retire, they say, I can't retire because I don't have enough money. Well, truth be told, is what are your spending habits like? If you're a person that's going out to eat every meal, every day, driving the nicest car, whatever the case may be, having the nicest this, the nicest that, and shopping habits and this and that, then of course you're not going to be able to retire at the age that you want to retire. Why? Because your spending habits is too much. You're living too luxurious, right? But for you, it's a necessity. So once again, you truly got to look at yourself and ask yourself, what's a necessity and what's a luxury? Because once we start interweaving and confusing this fine line, that's when you're going to start to suffer and struggle in life. So what is truly a necessity to you and what is a luxury? And have you confused the two, right? Food is a necessity. Fast food is a luxury. Whether you want to say they're garbage calories and it's cheap, well, you know what? It's a luxury. Fast food is a luxury. Drinking a soda is a luxury when you have water, right? So it's, once again, trying to find the simple things in life. And the truth is, how simple can you live? and yet still be fulfilled and happy and feel content with yourself and the life that you're living. So I said simplicity is happiness, but what is simplicity to you? Simplicity to you is different than simplicity to me, right? Everybody has their own view of a simple life, and it's trying to find that fine line. Same thing with exercise, right? The key to exercise and fitness and health is how little time can I spend in the gym and see great results. That's simplicity. Not every day I gotta go in and kill myself 2 hours a day. No, that's not it. So what is the simple, what is the least amount of time I can spend at the gym and get the best results? But that's also gonna come with what's the healthiest I can eat and still be happy, right? So there you go. Simplicity is the key. But what do you consider a simple life? What things can you sacrifice for the greater good of your life? So, once again, I hope this helps. Subscribe to the channel, share and like these videos.